Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Ham Fam. How's everyone doing? It is the Master Wizard Ham, and I am back with more Overwatch 2 content. Just want to give a shout out to everyone who supported, like my last video. Again, if you guys like it, leave that like. If you're liking the content I'm creating, go ahead and leave a subscribe. Alright, today we'll be talking about Lifeweaver. This guy is getting a lot of hate on him, and some of it's understandable, most of it is, but I just don't think people realize his potential and how good of a character he really is. He's been out. I think today's the 5th day. He came out the 12th. It was this last Tuesday. And people are already calling for major buffs. This character is useless, you know, and people just haven't been giving him the time of day to use him. When he first came out, he was almost impossible to get in, because right now he's only available in casual play. He's not in rank. And people are on him, you know, instantly, and then I started slowly seeing it was easier and easier for me to be able to pick him up. And now every time I go in a casual game, I almost never see Lifeweaver. I'm like the only one who's in there. So it's kind of interesting how that's working out, and how quick people are to pass judgment on if this character is good or if he's not. Again, he's been out for 5 days, and everyone says, nope, he's horrible, he's trash. And I think a lot of that's coming from the commentary from content creators. Especially even before he was released, everyone was saying he's just going to be a troll character with his ability called Life Grip. He can pull an ally back if they're in danger. And I think that kind of plays into some of it. I haven't personally seen anyone troll with him. Again, that doesn't mean people haven't made mistakes with him that screwed up someone else's play or counterplay. But I haven't seen anyone trolling with him. And all you heard before this guy's release, just when the content creators who got, you know, the early look at him were saying, oh, this is going to be horrible. He's just going to be a troll character. I don't know what Blizzard's thinking. I haven't seen it, and I'm thoroughly enjoying him. I think he's been very useful. Blizzard has already come out. One, they buffed his healing before he even released. They changed it from 1.2 seconds to 1 second to get the full 65 charge on the heal. Now they're coming out saying they're doing the rework because he's kind of clunky, which I don't know how I feel about that. At first, like probably everyone, they first played him, a lot of people gave up on him. I didn't like the way he felt. There's so many actions per minute you have to use with them. Weapon swapping was kind of a pain in the butt. But now that I've used him, I feel like it's part of his character, and I like it. You have to know how to use him, and it requires big brain knowledge, you know, with Overwatch knowledge. And the actions per minute is actually kind of fun. Now, don't get me wrong, my fingers, especially with healing, you can see here you're just constantly holding down your right click, and it's non-stop, or right trigger for me on Xbox, it's just non-stop using it. So, I do get the actions per minute, it's a little much, but I think it makes him unique, and that was what makes a good Lifeweaver character. So they released the tweet saying they're going to go ahead and rework his map pool, which I'm fine with, I guess. Again, I kind of like how he is, but the community feels it needs to get reworked. Go ahead and rework it. And then they're also talking about buffing maybe his healing, his damage. I'm not sure. They didn't really say what, but there was another buff coming. To me, it's a little outrageous. Again, this character's been out for not even a week yet, and we're already talking about buffing him for the second time. Yes, his healing output is low. It's 65. It takes 1 second to get the full 65, and you have to send it. But he's a character that sits back, and he has so much more to his utility kit than just healing that I don't see it's a problem. You can see me, I kind of don't fully charge it up right here. If one of my allies are in imminent danger, I kind of just like to throw out multiple heals at a time to kind of keep that stream of healing coming. Then once either I'm safe or the other character's safe, then I can hold it down all the way to 65, release it. It's still not much healing, but when you're throwing out those constant heals and they're in a fight, it's just streaming that health in. It keeps them in, especially if they're at critical. If you're sitting there waiting a whole second to get to 65, they might already be dead, so there's no point to get to 65. Just my opinion. I've seen other content creators talk about that, to use them. Take it as you will. I don't think his healing needs a buff at all. I like how it is. This is only casual. I've been playing him. I've got multiple matches where I've been in, 8, even 9, and been the highest healer with him. Still with my 1,000 output damage. So I think it's just more of learning how to use him. You can kind of see I sit back a lot with him and just play corners, kind of observe what's going on the map, who's going to need a life pull. And this one, I shouldn't use a life pull to get him closer to the fight because I could have saved him earlier. So that's my fault. Probably could have used a pedal to get him up. But his healing, I like how it is. Again, when I first played him, I think that's why a lot of people kind of gave up on him. They saw how crappy it was, and everyone thinks he needs to be buffed, but I think if you buff him, it's going to hurt it. What I will agree with, I don't like how your movement slows down when you're healing him. Maybe you can rework that, but at most, that's it. With his damage, I think it's fairly good. It's more of a defense mechanism, and to use the poke, because your damage, when you're giving out damage, it actually charges your ult a lot faster than with your healing. I have my button layout right now to where I don't even have a reload button. I just switch between the two, so it's actually quicker. If you use all your ammo for your damage, go ahead and switch to your healing, throw some heals out real quick. It takes about 2 seconds. You can switch back to your damage, and you got it. I think it's actually a pretty cool map layout with it. That way you can kind of remind yourself to get healing in, and you don't have to worry about reloading. But that's just my opinion on it. I wouldn't change his damage at all. If I was going to rework this character and give him a little bit of a buff, if anything, it'd be his hitbox. He has a massive hitbox. Or if you're not going to change his hitbox, maybe make his dash half a second, cooldown. But half a second less cooldown, not half a second, that'd be outrageous. But half a second less, so 4.5 seconds for cooldown. That'd be the only thing I'd change. Again, I don't see too much of an issue with this character. I think people just need to get more time in with him. He's really fun to play with. As I mentioned earlier, it's kind of more of a Overwatch knowledge and observing your team, seeing where you can sit back, kind of poke people, offer those heals, get those life pulls either for positioning to save a character. And you could get good output with him. And you're not going to have high stats. I don't think he's meant for that. And you can even see Mercy. She doesn't have the highest stats all the time. Now, she can get a lot of healing done, but she'll almost have no damage, or maybe she's damage boosting the whole time. And people aren't complaining about that. Just my thoughts and opinion on it. I do want to talk about the life pull, though. I think if you use it correctly, it is the most game-changing situation. It saves a character, and yes, we have the Suzu, but the Suzu, it just cleanses you. It doesn't actually take you out of the fight if you overextend. It helps you get to positioning for, slow mobile characters that can't get to high positioning, like a Bastion. You can get him up to higher, pull him back right here. And his pedal to go along with it. Use it right here, get my Bastion out of line of sight so no one's going to get to him. If you're getting flanked, you can life grip someone back to you to help you out. Or throw your pedal down, you're up in the air. Especially Tracers. Tracers can't get you because with his hitbox being so big, Tracer is pretty good at countering him. But that's where the fly characters kind of come in, because if there's a fly character that's diving on you, you are kind of screwed. But again, you can't have a character that's great at everything, and that's why I think he's in a good state where he's at right now. He's great on these maps where you have to, escort the payload. Not really good on those capture points. His Tree of Life is very helpful in that, but I don't think we want a character that it was like Kiriko when she was first released, where it was overpowered, and maybe that's the fear they had with bringing him in. That's why they, nerf his movement speed when he's healing, didn't give him high heals. It's actually kind of counter what everyone thought, because usually when they release a new hero, that they make him overpowered, so everyone buys the battle pass and unlocks him. So it was kind of interesting to see that come. But I still think he is one of the best characters to use. He's very game-changing, and there's just a lot of hate going at him, and I don't think it's just. But guys, that's it. If you're still watching this video, I appreciate it. I hope you're having fun. If you gave up on Lifeweaver already, please give him another shot. Just take some time, especially in casual right now. Take some time to learn him. I know it's casual, so not everyone's being tryhards, and it's a little bit easier to use him, but you can at least get used to his utility kit. We'll see how he fares in ranked once he's available in ranked. I'm excited for that. Again, capture points, he's not going to be the best, and if your whole team's dive or the whole team's dive, it is a little bit rough, but I think he's going to be very beneficial to the game, and I think he's the most fun support character to play. One little tip I want to throw in, something I just started doing recently, is monitoring my own team's ultimates, especially with Reinhardt and my tank, so I don't life grip him out. Always constantly check to see where they're at with their ultimate. That way, hey, look, he's kind of pushing. He's a little bit low health. Does he need a life pull? Okay, no. He has his ultimate. Maybe he's just getting deep backline so he can use that ultimate. Just a little tip I've been using. And another one is using the pedal a little bit more selfishly for myself. I like to always throw one down. That way the cooldown can start my next one. That way if someone flanks me, I can throw the current one I have down. If they're able to get up to me on my pedal, I can jump down, throw another one to get back up. I do use it every so often to get another one of my heroes to a good position, but half the time people just run on your pedal and then run right off it or don't use it correctly. So I kind of give away with that unless I'm working with a team comp. You see right there I did with Bastion. Happily he took it, but I also put in a spot to where if I knew he wasn't going to take it, I had the opportunity to jump on it and get to that high ground. But that's all I have, guys. Appreciate the love and support. Leave a like. Comment what you think of this character. Maybe I'm absolutely wrong and I've just been getting lucky in my casual gameplays, but I do think this character is great for the game. I think supports, dive into him, you're really going to like him, and I hope they don't overbuff him. I'm really worried about that. Oh, last thing I'm going to throw out is you saw in the beginning of this match, his tree does counter Sigma's ultimate. I heard about it, but I've never tried it, and I used it, and it counters her. So that's kind of a cool thing to keep in mind. He counters so many people's ultimates, either with his life grip or his tree of life. Especially with Soldier, you can throw it down if you hear the Soldier's about to go off. Throw it down, block line of sight, kind of help you guys cover. So tree of life, not the best ultimate. I mean, it's 150 initial health and then 50 over, I think it's 8 seconds. But I like it. If you got to use it, I've been kind of using it more as a shield. Maybe I shouldn't because it does get broken a lot. But anyways, guys, that's it. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Keep grinding that season 4, and I'll see you guys next time. Master Wizard Ham out. And remember, keep those trolls underneath the bridge.